here we are. Hey everyone, this is Lauren. Welcome to Skeptic She, or welcome back, and happy holidays. Once again, we are going to be reading from a ridiculous Scientology magazine. Now, I do not want to become one-dimensional and become an anti-Scientology channel, even though, yes, I am against Scientology to the fullest extent. I just have stacks and stacks of Scientology magazines that I really want to show you. If you are new, the reason that I've been talking so much about Scientology lately and reading from these magazines is it just so happens that I have the fortune/misfortune of living in the former apartment of a Scientologist. I don't know this person. I don't know if they're currently a Scientologist or they're a past Scientologist. I have no direct experience in Scientology. If you want to see a great content creator who has been directly involved in Scientology, definitely check out Chris Shelton's channel. I will link that down below, but in the meantime, let's get into it. Now, what is different about today's episode of reading Scientology magazines is this magazine has a different title from some others that I've received. I've noticed that continues to be a running theme with the Scientology magazines I get. Different titles mean different things. It means that the recipient is at different levels in Scientology, I think, or they're being invited to go up the bridge to advance to the next level. I don't know, it's a bunch of hocus pocus, as I've already said. Alright, enough ado, let's get into some Scientology masochism, I guess. As usually happens when I get Scientology magazines, they come with some kind of advertising in the form of like a postcard or something. This particular one is from October. I'm a little bit behind, but it's just an advertisement to join the Sea organization with this very happy looking person. Yeah, I think she got some of her eyebrows scratched off. Sorry, lady. It doesn't even say who this person is, but it lists out all of these different accomplishments that she has achieved. And it talks about society being ruined and how Sea Org members are holding up society. And as usual, here's a nice bowl of word salad for you. I'm just gonna read this one sentence. From rehabilitating a being's 57 perceptics on superpower to being sent out on mission to get L. Ron Hubbard policy applied in areas around the world, the Sea organization is composed of beings who are ready for any challenge anywhere. Did that mean anything to you? Alright, now here we get into the good stuff. I present to you Advance magazine. Not to mention the UK version of Advance. There's not really a difference between these two. I checked. They have identical articles. They talk about the National Convention in the American one and the Continental Convention in the UK one. Then what's supposed to be the main topic of both these magazines is Hinduism and how LRH used that. LRH, for those of you who for whatever reason don't know, was the founder of Scientology. With these particular magazines, it's supposed to talk about how he used Hinduism as one of his inspirations. And I looked through it and it talks barely at all about Hinduism. There's like a few pages outlining the history and how Hinduism approaches spiritual freedom and eternity and all that stuff. It doesn't really mention how it directly ties in with Scientology, and frankly I found it kind of boring. So if you want to hear about Hinduism and how it connects with Scientology, don't ask me. Okay, so as usual, when we open up this magazine we get a nice spread advertising one fancy location or another of Scientology. This is the Advanced Organization, Los Angeles. These buildings usually remain pretty empty from what I hear. I mean, it's decent architecture, but they're just these behemoths to make people think that they're powerful and worthwhile. We have the internet, so we're not buying it. And then we have your favorite sexiest man alive. There are always these writings from LRH at the start of all of these magazines, and normally they're only like a page, but this one is particularly long. Yeah, it's 3 full pages talking about the states of existence according to L. Ron Hubbard. I guess every time you achieve a certain state of existence, you reach a different grade of release. So it says, he or she who can communicate, that is a grade 0 release. Okay, it talks about problems, relief, freedom, ability, power, whole track release. And then I really wanted to focus on this state of clear, because they always talk about being clear. It says, this state has often been described in Dianetics and Scientology. It has always been understated. Release for years was mistaken for clear and was even called clear. Oh no, we mixed up release and clear as if either of those mean anything. But time has revealed that clear was far above anything one had dreamed of previously. Grade 7 is not a release grade, it is a clear.
Ooh.
Maybe I'm just not clear, but clear is a bunch of word salad. And then we have operating Thetan. The term operating Thetan has meaning mainly to old-time Scientologists. By operating, it is meant able to act and handle things, and by Thetan, it's meant the spiritual being that is the basic self. Theta is Greek for thought or life or the spirit. An operating Thetan, then, is one who can handle things without having to use a body of physical means. Poltergeist is a learned term for only one of the phenomena of this state. Basically, one is oneself, can handle things, and exist without physical support or assistance. This state is really just OT, but is numbered grade 8 for convenience. It doesn't mean one becomes God, it means one becomes wholly oneself. Yeah, so I think Scientologists believe that L. Ron Hubbard is an operating Thetan, and that's why they continue to tell people that they owe him money. Really, what operating Thetan means to me in its most basic sense is just being self-aware and being mindful. No one doesn't need their body to survive. But yeah, if you're an operating Thetan, all those tens of thousands of dollars that you gave to Scientology is just, yeah, guaranteed to pay off. Anyway, there's a whole bunch more garbage in here. They talk about over-auditing. Auditing beyond a grade of release attained, and how that's very upsetting to a person. He doesn't really know why he gets upset. The same thing happened with the Thetan exterior processes. We made a person exteriorize and then over-audited him by a few more commands. Or the person tried to audit himself into further exteriorization. So there's some dressing for your word salad, and to me that just means that you have manipulated this person enough into self-loathing and feeling like they're not doing enough, feeling like they're not good enough. So yeah, in that sense, you're just like most other major religions. In conclusion, it says, it is hard for man to grasp even that these states exist. He has no literature about them really, or any vocabulary for them. That's because they don't exist. Then they talk about this national convention that they had and how there was a seminar on using the Public Information Center and the Scientology network to introduce new people to the coolest religion on earth. And then they talk about this event called New Era Dianetics for Operating Thetans, or OTs. Right in the introductory paragraph it says, while we can't talk about what you will do on New OT5, we can say what it can achieve. Just selling it right there, you know, we're not going to tell you what's actually going to happen to you or for you or what's going to be required of you, but man, you're going to get some results. Before you enter the New Era Dianetics, too many words, man. Before you do whatever this thing is that you're supposed to achieve, you complete New OT4, erasing the effects that drugs have had on you as a spiritual being. The whole track drug rundown is precise, simple, and leaves you ready to advance through the second wall of fire. Oh, that sounds painful. Then there's a whole bunch of testimonials, which are kind of my favorite. One person says, I am more alive, capable, and confident than ever. All I want to do is play the game of being a Scientologist every minute of my life, helping other beings to achieve competence and freedom. Play the game of being a Scientologist. Okay, so you admit it's a game. The rest of these testimonials are rather long, so I'm just gonna read you some quotable quotes. Again, these are testimonials talking about the New OT4 experience and New OT5. So this guy, Elaine, has life-changing powers. New OT4 was an incredibly powerful level. It's fast, but OMG. Again, with typing out the actual letters OMG. It literally saved my life. It gave me the awareness of a potentially dangerous physical condition, one that I was able to handle completely before it turned into a problem. Go to the doctor. And then this person, Stephanie, is like, after New OT4, living is easy. I loved New OT4 so much. It surprised me. I loved New OT4 so much. It surprised me how much charge I could blow in 10 minutes.
That's what she said.
Then there's this other guy, James, who claims that he's operating exterior to his body more often than not, which is impossible because your brain is part of your body. It's totally physical. There's no evidence to suggest that you can exist outside of your physical mind and body. Cool story, bro. Oh yeah, oh, this is kind of pretty. So they talk about the history of Hinduism, like I said. It's actually kind of a nice picture. And near the end, we once again have an E-meter to audit you. Yeah, so once again with the bathroom scale kitchen timers that I mentioned in my last video. Oh boy, okay, well, I just kicked the camera, sorry guys. So this last section I wanted to share with you all is called OT Phenomena, Tales from Those Who Put Their Abilities into Play. And I said, aka coincidences that gave me warm fuzzies. So I'll just read you the first story. It's called A Stolen Moment. One day, as I was picking out vegetables in a grocery store, I suddenly knew I needed to turn around immediately. I very quickly did and came face to face with a woman who was holding a newspaper, and underneath that was my phone. I whipped the phone out from under the newspaper. She had stolen it out of my bag. Stunned that I caught her, she stood still. I then marched her directly to the security guard, feeling quite amazed at my perceptions. But then I shouldn't have been surprised. After all, I am new OT5. And since I've been getting auditing at the advanced org, I have developed 360-degree perceptions of the world around me. It means I am exterior most of the time. That's the power of going OT. Dude, like, you're just practicing mindfulness and you probably were feeling around your pockets and like subconsciously realized that you were missing your phone. Or you noticed a weird movement out of the corner of your eye and decided to turn around. There are so many logical explanations for that moment. It's not you being a magical eternal being. Alright, this will be my last story for you and then I'm gonna wrap it up. The right wrong way. I was driving from Atlanta to St. Louis enjoying the scenery while my husband slept in the passenger seat. Before I knew it, we were in Memphis, hours out of our way. I had missed the turnoff I should have taken. Normally I would have stressed about this, but I didn't. I somehow knew there was a reason for my out-of-the-way route. Then I switched on the radio and heard the news that there were 7 tornadoes. 7 tornadoes? I heard the news that there were severe tornadoes throughout the Midwest. The highway we had planned to travel on was closed, with many cars stranded due to extreme weather. By missing the turnoff, I had missed a tornado that touched down and skirted the severe storm. We arrived safely in St. Louis and my family said they were worried. The tornadoes were the worst in years. I was just glad I'm new OT5. So, okay, the story here is you got lost and it just so happened that you were lucky enough to avoid tornadoes by getting lost. This is a lot like what many Christians say. They're like, hey, God protected me, made me go out of my way to avoid this particularly bad situation. And to that I say, what about the people who died? What about the people who lost their homes? What about the people who couldn't avoid this tornado? Screw the people who died or lost their homes or loved ones, right? I mean, you're better than them because you're an OT5. So that was the Advance magazine from the Advance organization Los Angeles. Thank you, Scientology, for providing us with so much entertainment. You are a terrible organization and I really hope that you end very soon. As for the rest of you, thank you so much for watching and subscribing to my channel. Please do so if you have not already. Like this video, share it with your friends. I do have plenty more Scientology magazines to go through. If you want to keep seeing more of this, please let me know. But yeah, in the meantime, like I said, I'm still working on the album. Been really sick and haven't been able to record vocals yet, but I'm hoping that's going to come in the next couple of months, so please stay tuned for my music. Yeah, happy holidays, happy new year. Thanks for watching, keep asking questions, and I will see you next time. Happy New Year!